What's good with y'all?
We need energy, man.
Hey, we do need
Yeah, I
some
need some
energy.
energy.
Like,
Like, I need energy, man.
it's feeling a little flat. Y'all starting to make me nervous. All right, today we're talking about all solutions, no complaints. It's tough to not complain right now because the industry's a little tight, right? Like, things have changed from what we seen in 2000. What was that? What y'all say, 21? Let's reset. How was 2021, 22?
The beginning of it or the end of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were rolling.
The good part.
We were all rolling, man.
Yeah, the good part. I mean, toward that, like, you know, once COVID hit 2022, it went up.
It's refreshing. It felt like the brands were behind us and the future was just bright.
Yeah, I felt like that was when we got our chance to, showcase our talents as, entrepreneurs, as people of our community, all of that. That's when people really started to recognize what we were trying to bring beyond our doors of retail.
But if you go backwards a bit, and we've all known each other for like so many years, so I'm just asking loading questions to set context. Matt, you started remind me in?
08.
04.
07.
All right, so in 30 seconds or a minute, talk about your journey getting there.
Go ahead, Jen. Yeah, Jen got to go first. Ladies first.
Okay, I appreciate it. It was a bit of a challenge because I didn't know what I was doing when I started. I just had a love for sneakers, so it made sense. Meeting the brands and understanding the corporate side, but still having fun with it was interesting. Bima had mentioned earlier, and I forgot about it, but there was a point in which the industry would kind of stop loving mom and pop, so that really hurt and was tough, but we still had to forge away and push through our dreams and our loves. And then, as you said, in 2022, things were good and they felt great. It's a little tough this year, but I think that's why we're here to talk about like what our stance is on it and where we're going to fare out. So,
Matt.
It's kind of the same story. For us, we started in the middle of a recession. 2007 was tough. And also, I didn't know what I was doing. I had no clue.
Yes, that part.
Yeah, I had no clue. And it's just like one of those things, you just got to figure it out. You lean on the people next to you. I always looked at people that looked like me, that were doing things that I felt that I could look up to, and just lean on them. Have the conversation. A lot of times, people are like, you can look at someone and kind of develop in your own mind that they're tough to talk to.
Yeah.
I bet you get that a lot. And it's
Why
like,
is that?
I've been on calls with you with, I don't know, 40, 50 people, and you've given your telephone number up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's one of those things that a lot of times people are in their own mind.
he answers too, though.
Yeah, he actually answers.
On the flight, every time. Yeah.
Matt?
Man, for me, 08 was just like, I was here. Like, I was here where I wanted to be. Now it's up to me to, what was I gonna leave behind, right? So from opening in 2008 at 22 years old, I just was ready to learn. And I've been very fortunate enough to have a lot of great mentors. Same thing that Brandon said, being just my family became, the people that just poured into me. And I'm thankful for that today. Dr. Edwards, he was one of the first people to help me with Bigger Than Sneakers.
Yeah.
So a lot of this is just full circle moments for me now, and just thankful for the people that I have, in my life. So
I wanted to set it for a second because I think leveraging Brandon's words in different shit that I do actually read off social media, something that's feminine that I picked up is women saying, I'm just a girl. Like, yo, as entrepreneurs, like, we making this shit up every day, right? And a lot of the times, our solutions are like the best idea I had that morning after coming across a really difficult problem. And if you, to Rose's point, can't hear me? Oh, can you hear me now? Sometimes we, as entrepreneurs, get in our own heads, right? like in a way that y'all possibly wouldn't believe. Like people would like to believe that like we got it all figured out. When the truth of the matter is, don't get me wrong, I got plans out for the next 5 years, but those are my plans. You tell God your plans in, right? So there's the part of your plans that you believe are gonna work. Then there's the shit that actually starts to work, and then there's the people who you can call and count on. To Matt's point, right? To start to learn, right? So I wanted to set the groundwork for like, yo, we don't have all the answers. We just do a whole lot, and our frequency means that we're in the field a lot more often than others. Basically, we putting up a lot more shots. So y'all seeing the makes. What you ain't seeing,
Man, the bills.
To be honest,
The bills.
I think the thing that separates, you know, I'll say people like us is that we're doers. Whether you fail, like I don't look at anything as a failure, right?
Yes.
So a lot of people talk about, oh, this is what I'm going to be a sneaker store owner. I'm going to be a DJ. I got this story about my youngest daughter. During the pandemic, when I started back DJing, like on Facebook Live and all that stuff, and she kept telling me like, I want to be a DJ. So I said, why? I said, you're a DJ now. She never touched the equipment, none of that stuff. So I brought her over there. I said, push that button. You just mixed. Yeah, I'm gonna be a DJ. No, you're a DJ right now.
Yes.
You're not Kid Capri or whoever the hot Jazzy Jeff. You have to get to a space, but that doesn't mean you're not a DJ right in this moment.
Yes.
You are what you think you are.
Yes.
You are what you say you are.
And I'll take a step to that. You are who you helped her action be. Because we say what we say, right? I'm an action dude. You say what you say, and then you do what you do. The most important lesson in what I heard in that story is, you had her, I don't know how to DJ, I would love to learn.
I got you.
Is whatever you hit, but in that moment, she was a DJ, right? She actioned it. Jen, Matt, y'all look like y'all about to say something interesting to me.
No, I liked your analogy to basketball earlier because we are putting up a lot of shots and a lot of them don't make it. But I think the reason that we are all on the stage now is that we have successfully found a way to pivot and get it in, and then sit back and reflect on the ones that got in and what we did right, and think about the ones that didn't get in and fix that for the future.
I'll ask the question, what is your, because we're talking about solutions in a very tough market, right? And in this market, you know, there's tons of people, show of hands who's here because they're an aspiring designer. Audience. Show of hands if you have a brand.
Yeah.
Show of hands if you're here just to learn.
Right.
All right, so for us, right, even in these tough economic environments, Matt said it, them bills are still coming, right? So it's a lot harder to pay bills when y'all ain't showing up with money, right? So we still, this week, all of us were with one of our partners. This is Switzerland, so we shouldn't say names. I know Dwayne. We were with one of our partners, and we all needed to talk about our goals and how to move forward. So the thing that I'll ask each of y'all is, what are one of your big dreams that you need to find solutions for in this tough economy, and how are you gonna get through it? Like, share something that we wouldn't know, that people wouldn't know otherwise.
This is good. The other day for me in corporate, I want to grow the business. I want to be able to not only service you guys with great product, but also grow our nonprofit, Bigger Than Sneakers. That's my passion. That's like what is getting me through right now. Like, it's not about retail right now. Like, retail is gonna be retail. You're gonna keep looking at bad numbers, then where am I gonna be at, right? I'm gonna be in a bad headspace. But for me right now, it's just Bigger Than Sneakers. How do I scale this? How do I grow it? This week, we had an opportunity to put Bigger Than Sneakers on, in the ears of people that really can help us. And thankfully, Natalie, our director, she killed it. She had a great presentation. She was confident. She was everything that, again, even I needed to see for my vision. Because when people believe in it, right, it makes it easier for somebody to, hey, how can we help? And that was where I got this week. I was like, man, bigger than sneakers is bigger than corporate. That's what I want it to be. Like, that's how I want to lead in my community. Like, I'm tired of being the shoe guy. Oh, you sell shoes, I know you. I've known you since ever. Well, now I know my work in the community, know what I'm trying to do, know where I want to take it. You know, I think my tagline is, you know, success is what you can do for yourself, significance is what you can do for others. Know that I'm really trying to work on that significance for myself, my family, and the people that I love. So that's what I'm at right now. That's what I'm on.
For me, it's expansion. I am the only one with one store up here, which is, I'm embarrassed to say, but it's,
Whoa.
no, but I'm doing great with my store. But anyways, when I say that,
My fault, y'all. My fault.
I'm embarrassed to say it because I've just been scared. I've let being comfortable and knowing what I work with hold me back from doing more. And so I am in the process of expansion, and it's very exciting. It's very scary at the same time. I'm doing it my way, which is important, because for me, I've been renting for 20 years, and I don't want to rent anymore. Like, I've built something that's amazing, and I want to do it on my own terms. And I mean, they said you were had a retail empire when they introduced you, and that's what, I love it though, but a real estate retail empire, which is nice, but that's essentially what I want to do for myself and make a mark in my city. I mean, we worked hard, and people believe in us, and it'd be nice to have another location.
What are some of the things, and I'm poking at you.
Yes.
What are some of the things that you're doing that you can share with us, even through these tough times? Because the idea, and I know some of it, right? But I would love to hear you talk to the rest of the world about what you're actually doing to make the dream come true.
Well, I bought land already. I'm working with the bank.
You got pride out of her.
Right?
Go ahead.
I've had the privilege of having a lot of, or actually put in my application with a Black-owned bank, which is really awesome. I'm getting out there and networking more, and then I'm leaning on, as Brandon said, my foundation. I call everyone on here, I call on a regular basis, and it's nice. You know, I get good advice. It helps me get over my fear and anxiety of doing something new, essentially. So,
Yes.
yeah.
All right.
You know, I can piggyback off of everything that both of them just said. For me, I want to say, like, leveraging my influence for impact. A lot of times, I don't look at myself how other people look at me. Like, sometimes you have to step outside of yourself to see, like, how people actually look at you. Like, people come to me and say man, you did. I wouldn't be here if you didn't. And I'm like, bro, I'm trying to figure it out, man. I'm still trying to figure stuff out on a daily basis. So I think a lot of times I become a part of things when it comes to, like, some of the community-based things that we do, and I just want to be more mindful and more direct on doing this myself, or doing that within my company. You know what I mean?
Yeah, makes perfect sense. And I'll add too. We were out last night. Y'all think we've been in the streets? We was out in a loud club last night and found the quietest room in a loud club and spent time talking about his energy and influence. And we don't get a ton of time to, like, you know, admire your friends. Like, when you get a chance to really sit back and say, like, yo, this is what I see that you're doing, and the shit to me from where I'm sitting looks incredible. So shout out to what you've been able to do and how you've been able to, like, start to reshape your brand, your personal brand differently. The shit is incredible to see, bro.
Thanks, bro.
Next one is going to be a bit embarrassing because I'll ask a different question. What was and I'll go first. In the pandemic, when things is happening really, really, really fast, like, you just got to start reacting, right? Like you don't, like, somebody call and tell you sold out of everything. What you mean, like, everything? Like, yeah.
Yo, before you go, it was times that I would get to the store and be like, that's what sold out? Like, that's what everybody was here for? It was crazy. Like, they call it the pandemic for a reason.
Yeah, no, this shit was, like, the pandemic, like with COVID, we experienced things that you could never like imagine as small businesses, right? And the thing that you learn once it starts to unwind, like, is everything you fucked up. Cause shit's coming at you so fast, right? You just think like, oh no, everything's good. And no, it's not. There's a whole bunch of things that when money's coming so fast, you can turn a side eye to like something that is killing you, right? For us, or for all of us, it was inventory, so we're not using that one. Yeah. like show me somebody who, when the music stopped, you didn't get caught with too many of that one thing that we all knew we shouldn't have bought in the first place, but we was like, oh, fuck it, they bought it, let me just, I'm saying, let me just, you know? So, not inventory, what is something that in the pandemic you done wrong, and what have you done or you doing to clean it up? How did you find it? How did you figure it out? And how did it feel? Pick one, pick them all.
Ask that question again.
What are things that you learned that you was fucking up? How did you find it? Fuck.
So other than inventory?
No, other than inventory,
Okay.
mine was
That's
shit. I had 3 different shippers. We had a FedEx warehouse. We had a
Yeah.
warehouse I didn't know about. We have a warehouse that I don't know about.
Yeah,
I kind
warehouses.
of knew about it. I just didn't know what it cost.
I had my
Like,
garage.
we paid them to do what? Like, I'm still mad about it.
Yeah. You had warehouses?
Multiple warehouses.
Hey, I'm just saying. We had my garage. Like, no, like, dead serious. Like, we,
Hey, yo.
hey, man, that was.
Your wife is over there still making
She'll tell
faces.
you. She'll tell you. So to be transparent, right? As this time hit, I was trying to open my second door.
Yeah.
So we had ordered all this product that we had no place to store it. Our shop was, there were times when people were trying to loot the shop. Me and my friends held it down, but then I'm like, yo, I can't sit over here. At the time, again, my wife was pregnant. I was trying to be home as much as possible. We moved everything in my garage. So I had 2 shops worth of product coming to my garage daily.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Hold on, pause. So you changed your shipping address for
Yes.
product to your house.
yes, literally.
That's so gangster.
Hey, man, listen. But, the problem that we had was just like, how do we take care of those people still? Because, like, you said, we were blowing up. You're adding somebody, you're paying them more. Then, now we're slowing down. So it's like, how do you figure it out?
How did you solve it?
Yeah, I literally just, one, I leaned into, we hired a financial director. Again, good friend of mine. She was my mentor at Wright State. I only lasted a year, so she was pretty good, But she helped me with all the accounting. And she was just like, here's the financial plan. So again, getting serious, not being on a whim anymore, like, hey, writing this down, this is the budget. Now we're like you said, forecasting and figuring it out, putting, numbers behind what am I really trying to do.
Yes.
So again, just getting serious,
And this is somebody you've been in business for how long?
Yeah, 16 years.
16 years, and that was how long ago?
Man, what was that, 4 years ago? So yeah, again, I slowed my growth down by not listening to people. Once I started to bring those people back in, looking at what James was doing, looking at what my friends were doing, and then speaking up. Again, like, I'm not always as vocal as I should be, but now, like,
Yes.
yo, man, I hit you every week.
Yes.
I hit my friends almost every day. We talk more, and I think that's when you get the value back from your friendships. Not on some, hey, I need a favor. It's more like, hey, are you running into this too? And just finding the common grounds. Deontay Johnson, who's not with us today, he's one of the people that we're in a group chat, and we text every day. Hey, did you have this problem with Shopify today? Did you have this? And then you start to realize that the problems that you have, everybody else has the same problem.
Exact same.
And then you realize, like, this ain't nothing. I can go about my day now.
And your best solution, you might have woke up with what you thought was a really good solution. Yep. And then you hit one of your homies and be like, yo, I'm about to try this, and they might hit you with the no.
And
Don't
it's
do
usually
that.
James that tells you, no, stop.
Don't do it.
I see what you're saying, but F that. Like, don't do that. That's dumb.
Well, it's because again, if you're thinking, again, you're taking shots up, you're gonna figure out how to catch a rhythm. And once it's our responsibility that once one of us catch a rhythm, we gotta, right?
Yeah.
We gotta make sure we all got the best information, so we're not all making the same mistakes at the same time. That just makes us fucking crazy. Does that make sense? Yeah. Sorry for cutting you off, Matt.
No, I was gonna say you're absolutely right. You know, you got to be able to listen, and that's what I'm working on this year is just listening to somebody that knows more than me. Everybody that's around me now, I feel like, hey man, there's a reason why they're around me. It's because they have something that they can share with me, and vice versa. So again, just our circle, man, it's getting tighter as things are getting harder.
Yeah.
But it's not a negative. You know what I mean? When people say, your circle getting smaller because I got to cut this and that out. No, it's just you start to realize what it takes to get to where you want to go and polish it up.
And going back to a point that Brandon's made too, it's a certain amount of energy. For me, it's about excellence. For all of us, it's not for me. For us, it's about excellence, right? And if you call me with some bullshit, I'm gonna give you I'm gonna listen, and then I'm gonna look to shift it, right? But if you're not willing to shift it to get back to excellence, then you're gonna lose a seat. Because the energy, and I'm not with the Scorpio, my water sign, and I don't believe in all that bullshit. That's the feminine masculine shit. I don't buy it. But I do believe that there's a certain transfer of energy to his comment about having small circles and the circles tightening. When shit gets tough, it's a finite amount of people that's willing to go to war and willing to really buckle down and focus on solutions. When motherfuckers are shitting on you, it's tough. It's very few people that's gonna look in your eyes and tell you, I believe in you. Keep going, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, bro, I'm sorry.
Go.
I think he was done.
Jen, baby.
So again, to my point, but just to that point, just, everybody thinks you have to take everybody with you. Everybody ain't your responsibility, man. They're not. So don't feel like, oh, well, he's been my friend for 15 years, he got to go with me. Don't feel like that, especially now. Your priorities shift when you start to see a bigger vision. There's people that I just can't, talk to every day because first thing is, business sucks. Hey, man, I know that. Tell me something I don't know. How's your family? How your kids? How's your wife? How's everything else? Like you said, you keep dwelling on what sucks, that's where you're going to stay.
Yes.
You got to be in a better place.
No, that's okay. I'm going to help you out. 'cause
No.
you-
Go ahead, please. I need some water.
I think in times like this, it's very important for us to realize why we started our stores, and it's the love that was there. I want to do hood rat stuff with my friends, right?
Hold on. Let's shift the conversation. So, Jen, tell me about some of that hood rat stuff.
I did hood spread stuff with my friends last night.
No, but essentially it's I wanted to do something I loved, and I as much as I wanted to do it for the money, it's none of us, and we could just be real, none of us up here are balling like that, but we...
Wait, one of us.
Yeah!
One of us really is.
This motherfucker.
Just let y'all know. This ain't even half my
Yes, he is.
I have no watches,
I know,
no
right?
chains, nothing.
But keeping that love and then sharing that love with your team will help you during these times. So the energy that you may be getting when you get a phone call and someone says, business is bad, you can't pass that on to your team. They're the ones out there on the floor selling that product and listening to the consumer and giving the energy to them to help them shop and have a great shopping experience. So it comes from us, and even though we see those bills and we see that inventory and we see our garages, you just got to keep going and keep motivated.
Yes.
And to piggyback off of that, we were just in, all of us were just in Oregon, literally the last couple of days. And I won't say his name, but a kid that works for another company kind of, was we had this conversation. He was asking me these questions. He was asking me like, how do you do it, man? With, you know, you got a wife, you got kids, I see you DJing and all this stuff. And so like when she talked about passion, you know, that's the thing that kind of grounds you, right? And what I told him, I was like, you know, as crazy as it may sound, this was never about money for me, you know, because the money is going to come and go. Also, if you're doing, even in times like this, if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, the money is going to come, right?
Yep.
And what I told him is like the passion aspect of it, for me it was always two things. The passion is going to keep you going when the money's not there. Yeah. You see so many people get to a point, and like even from the outside looking in, I'm like, dog, you was right there. You stopped. Like you just stopped and turned around, right? And then the other side of it is that...
and pause. On the other side of the person that quits is somebody screaming that they need to stop. So it's tough because I can keep going. Go ahead, bro.
And and then another you kind of look at what you value, right? And for me, it was freedom, right? So I told him there's times that I've been able to, you know, buy these things, and there's times like now where I'm just wearing these things that I can't buy at the moment. But one thing I can always say, I've never missed my daughter's anything.
Yep.
Yep. I never missed a volleyball game. I never missed a recital. Even touring, never missed things that they won't even remember, like a kindergarten graduation. You know what I mean? So it's things like that that you put the value in, and that's, you know, and that was what substitutes for the money when it's not there.
Yep.
Those were both really good answers, but neither of you two answered my questions. I'm coming back.
Oh, I was going to answer the question.
You see that? You see that?
Wait. Did I answer your question?
Yes, you did. You did a great job, Matt.
See what I did?
Yeah, I know, right?
So, okay, so
What
what I will say about the question is, for me, it was when the pandemic hit, right? Everything went up. We went from, and this is like a little insight, you know, you get allocation when it comes to, you know, getting product from your reps or whatever. And at the time is when Dunks was like the hottest thing, right?
Yes.
And you were kind of like on this list, and I guess at the time I was like barely on the list. So we were getting like, you know, at times 12 pairs, which we were kind of happy about it, just to say we got them. Yeah. You know, it's not a money maker, but that's kind of what gets people coming into the store. Yeah. And then it was like one day, my allocation was like
X. Just how many more times? More.
600. I don't know. 600 pair. 12 pair.
From 12 to 600.
To 600. And I was like, oh yeah, and I mean selling out instantly, right? So when it, you know, and then that leads into the project with Jordan Brand, and that's a big influx of money. So the answer is yes. Amber, you want to put something together? Yes. The answer is yes. How much it costs? I just do it. Yeah. And so it got to, so coming out of that, when things came to a complete halt, it wasn't a real like gradual slowdown.
It hit a wall.
It hit a wall, and it almost was like you hit the wall and you all messed up, and you looking back like how did this even happen? You know, that's where I was. And then now you got to kind of start cutting things off. Like, all right, let's get back. So for me, it was, I kind of was just lackadaisical because the money was there, right? Yeah. The money was there, and I'm like, the money's gonna be there. I've never had this amount of like cash flow, so I can't imagine.
As the revenue increased fast, you let your expenses increase fast. And then when the revenue hit the wall, you were sitting there looking at them expenses like, hey, yo.
Yeah, yeah, and it was an instant, like, you know, just being honest, I want to say it was April, May, and June might have been at Burn Rubber, may have been our slowest 3 months ever, and it was back to back to back.
So how did you solve it? Like, what was at what point, again, like when I found out about the warehouse that I didn't know we had, and you couldn't just go in the lease that day and move the product that's sitting there and the people that's working there.
Yeah.
I'll say how I solved it. I didn't want my garage to look like Matt's, so we sacrificed our margins, and then it's terrible. You're liquidating constantly, and it's not a good look for your business. It's not a good look for your finances, but you do what you have to do to get out of it and bounce back. So what hurt the most, I think, after that rise, after the pandemic, was trying to get the balance back again by liquidating and then rebranding yourself as not a markdown store.
Yeah, and for me, you know how like you can have a pipe could burst in your house, right? Mm-hmm. And it's water splashing everywhere, and it's like you got to get to the source, turn the water off, just because you know it's like it's just water every so for me, I just press the pause button. Everything stops. Whatever order that's supposed to ship, hold that streetwear clothing brand. That order that I put in 8 months ago, that was this. Whatever. Let's hold on that. If you gotta put it back in your own inventory, you do that. So I stopped everything. You know, kind of look at it's escaping my brain right now, but I just looked at everything within the store. You know what I mean? Like employees' hours, cut that. I start working again, which was crazy for me. Like going to the store. Like going to the store, it's like, wait, we still got that shoe? I'm in the back for 20 minutes trying to find a shoe. I'm calling Jay John on the phone like, man, where is this shoe? How are y'all operating it? So I had to, you know, you have to do those kind of things sometimes, you know? And that's what it was for me.
So the thing that I'm hearing is personal accountability means a lot, right?
Yes.
You had to look yourself in the mirror real quick and figure like, yo, if this is gonna happen, it's no one's coming to save you.
No, we can't be above working in our stores. You know, it's just like they're ours. Like we have to protect it and own it.
That's the question. How many hours a day do y'all work? This is a curious question. I'm just curious. And I'm just saying it. I just want to test my crazy.
22 and a half.
So you sleep an hour and a half, bro?
I'm about to say, I think from the time you wake up, there's something that you start thinking about. You might, you know, go work out or whatever to clear your head, but then you're still working.
Yeah,
Like,
I ain't disagreeing with you.
And that's the beauty of being an entrepreneur to me. It's like I can work when I want to. I can work in my head. I can, you know, actually be writing down something. I could be driving and just listen to music. I'm still working, but I'm not under somebody's gun of like, hey, you better clock in from 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock. You know, it's like,
I am. I have small children, so I have accountability at a certain time
Listen.
from, you know, for a couple of hours at least to meet their needs, and then the work starts back again before I go to bed.
my girl's self-sufficient. Hell with it. They got
Women
it.
about to kill you, bro.
Yeah, definitely. No, I feel you, but you know, the thing about work is you can take it anywhere.
Yes, true.
And being with your family is easy because then you can just shut it down. I'm the boss. Yeah. I shut it down for 2 hours, whatever, keep working.
And for me, it's, you know, I wear so many hats. So, you know, from the time I wake up, you know, just kind of getting my day started and then actually kind of focusing on the retail aspect of it, of the stores. And then, you know, if I remember to eat, might get something to eat. And then I'm like on my way to host an event, on my way to DJ, you know, and by the time, you got to think, by the time I'm leaving the club, it's 3:30-ish, you know, sometimes. And then I pretty much take my daughter to school almost every day.
So you,
Right?
So that's what gets it. You get a clap when you talk about your daughters.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about
That
Jordan.
too, right?
Let me tell you about Jordan. She's 4 years. No,
That's a cheat code. That's a cheat code.
that's cheat code. All right.
hey, okay, we got to leave questions. We got to get at least solid 15 minutes of questions. So quickly, something that I wanted to talk about was the idea of excellence, right? Because in order to solve, like there's this relationship that we have with y'all that we need y'all to get what we trying to put down, right? In order for it to work. So what does excellence mean to you, and what do you need them to see that they're not seeing that you're trying to put out right now to help you get your idea into the world? Example, we just launched Amamier Beach, and a lot of people like, what the fuck is it? What are you doing? How do I get there? How do you, and some of it is just getting people to think about how we're supposed to experience things together. What does it mean? It's a different way to connect to our brand, right? And learning for us is just the level of engagement that we get. It's not necessarily about everybody in the auditorium coming to stay. It's more about y'all understanding the idea of where we're going, where the Whitaker Group is going as a brand, right? And I think it's thank you, because it's worked, right? But what is the thing that you're working on, and then add what does excellence mean to you in the front of it?
Okay. So for me, it's simple. Anybody that comes into any of the corporate locations, I just always ask that they keep us in tune too. Like our staffs, they hold us accountable in our communities. And I think that's where our excellence, like I said, with Bigger Than Sneakers will come about. For me, I watch the news and I read, every news site in our areas every morning because I want to know what's going on, where are the problems, what do we need to do. One event that we did last year was a CPR event. These two young ladies, they were able to save this young man's life after he got shot. They do CPR. There was a partner that's actually a sponsor that stepped in when I called on them and I told them like, hey, this is what we want to do. Let's reward them with, product. They were on board. So these are the things that, I'm glad that I pay attention to. But if there's something in the community that, triggers something, a response that we need to make, that's my excellence right now. Like,
Well, your question confused me a little bit because it's what is excellence to me, and then
Yes.
how do I see excellence in my business?
What is it to you?
Yes.
How can they contribute with helping it come to life?
So excellence to me is taking a vision, whether it's yours or you're working with someone, and seeing it all the way through to the end. I mean, a lot of times there's a lot of great ideas, but people don't see them all the way through to the end, and then it's wasted. A great idea is genuinely wasted because there was nothing produced from it. So that's my idea of excellence. I feel like we do that a lot with my store. We're really good at storytelling, especially telling the story of Houstonians, which gets overlooked a lot. How can they
Yes. How can they support your vision?
support my vision? Well, one, I mean, as simple as just kind of following and spread the word. If there's for a lot of people here today, my store may be new to them, but feel free to go on our webpage or go on our Instagram and learn more about us. And if you have anyone visiting Houston, feel free to share it. Or if you know of any females who are interested in being in the industry, feel free to let my name be in their heads so that they can reach out and learn. Like my goal is my legacy should be to help someone else or to help create another store, help someone who wants to be in the industry that I've been in for this amount of time. I hope I answered that.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Young lady in the second row, you're doing an incredible job at clapping. Thank you. The red shirt. Thank you.
For me, I always looked at
Sorry
excellence.
for putting you on the spot.
I always looked at excellence as just being, attempting to be better than you were the day before. And that's just going to be growth. And maybe there is a high point or a highest point of excellency, but in my mind, it's like you're always growing towards it. You're always growing towards getting better. So that's just how I always looked at it. My thing is, I may have messed up yesterday, but let's learn from that. Let's pivot, and let's just be better today.
Yep.
And I try to just kind of give that energy out to just the people that's around me, and keep people around me that have that energy. If you don't have that energy, I don't care who you are. I'm talking about mama, grandmama, wife, child. Go that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then, how you can help me, I don't know. I think the other thing that kind of plays into that for me is mental health. It's crazy just how, I'm 45 years old, and my oldest daughter is the one that kind of made me, I had like parts of my brain are like old school, and when I grew up, it was like, oh, crazy people do. That's what crazy people. But, we all crazy. We all going through something, right? And it's
Even those of y'all that ain't laughing right now.
right. She and my daughter kind of made me realize that I don't know the exact word for it, but a lot of things that we as black people see every day, we don't take it as trauma.
Yes.
But it is trauma and it's not normal.
Yes.
So that's kind of been my mission, to kind of like, I try not to kind of come off on this like a knower, all knower of therapy, all knower of mental health, but it's helped me in the last few years get to a space where I feel really good. I feel great in so many aspects of my life. So the people I love or the people that I try to share energy with, I just try to push that out. You know what I mean? So hopefully it comes back to me.
Man, I want to give myself credit because it's 10 minutes on the nose right now. We open it up for questions. The light's in my eyes, so I'm going to go with the first person I can see. You? Yes, you. I think the mic, I thought she was about to bring, oh, here she comes.
Hustler.
Hi, my name is Angie. This question is coming from James from your recent Complex video that came out in regards to transactions versus brand storytelling. So how do you, as business owners, decipher between what vendors are transactional and who are really for this movement and culture?
So it's interesting because I think we all said it, and you only get an hour. So I'm like, yo, free game, and we ain't done free game for a year. So if I start talking, I ain't gonna shut the fuck up. So I tried not to talk. But like in this environment, transaction means nothing because there ain't none.
It's dead.
Right?
Yeah.
So this is when you have to like buckle up and build story, build brand, build community, get together. Like where he talked about looking for, naturally your circle contracts because the human condition says that most people aren't going to be willing to do what it takes to make it through it. But what we need to happen is to start to build a bigger circle of people that are willing to do the work, right? So that's where it's like taking the transaction out of it completely for us and starting to say like, yo, what we would love to see is for this to be our circle. Does that make sense? And we all be able to build in it together. Did I answer your question? My fault, I hogged the question.
Yeah, I think that was perfect.
That was it pretty much.
Like the thing
said.
about it is, you know, like just being completely honest, right now retail is dead.
Yeah.
You know, so it's
I hate the word. I hate the word retail.
yeah. But when I say retail, I mean the transaction
I
aspect
feel like
of
if
it.
you're transactional, you dead anyways because, like, man, whatever product it is, right? It's the experience that you get when you come into the shops, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you hang out with us, we laugh with you, we might, crack some jokes. I mean, there's just a lot of things that happen beyond the product. Like, product gets you in the door.
Yep.
That's cool. But it's like, why did you come to corporate? You came to corporate because you knew that we were gonna, have a good time.
And the culture has to transcend it. Like BFF is so important to me because this is our culture and it's only going to be what we make it. Does that make sense? All right, we're going to go to more questions because I can keep going. Brother in the middle, I'm sorry.
Oh, just real fast, I was just going to say
sorry,
that
I
in
missed
the,
it. I'm
the-
sorry, I was
it's
looking
okay.
at you.
And the climate that we're in, most of us already have tons of shoes. They're all over the place in my closet. But what makes me want to spend that extra money on that product? And it's usually the connection with the story or the person or something that it makes you feel. I experienced that a lot in selling the Air Force that we did. It was my story that made that shoe be as successful as it was, and it was nice to touch people that way, and I think that's what we're looking for and the consumer's looking for right now, and then that's it.
Sorry, Jen.
That's okay.
Thank you. Uh-oh, I'm being told. Sorry, guys.
She said that mic's not coming on. This is for the second one.
What was the beginning of
She
it?
said, what problem was we looking to solve?
Yeah, I was looking to solve that, just a product problem. That's all I was looking to solve. I wanted product in Cincinnati, and that's literally it. I was like, we're gonna have the best of whatever, right? But as it's evolved, it's no longer about the product. It's about the people I can help. Like in Cincinnati, everybody knows come to corporate, right? That's cool. But what do they know about corporate outside of those doors? They know that we're there for them the same way that they're there for us, supporting us. So that's the evolution of my life with all my shops. It was about product in the beginning. It was very selfish. It was just about like, let's get this door open, let's show off, right?
I'm tapping right here.
And then now it's like, man, I'm ready to do the work with y'all. Whatever I can do to help my community, that's where I'm at.
Yep. Yeah, what you said, I hope it-
Yeah.
I hate to say just what he said, but it was exactly that. It was telling the story of our city, giving our access to our community, and now it's evolved into helping our community.
For me, I thought I was the freshest person in.
You still are.
I'm trying to be modest now, but I just thought I knew what fresh was. Like even if it wasn't on me, I could look at you and be like, "Yo, dog, you fresh, right?" And our whole thing was just like, I want to. What I took, what the lengths I had to go to get a T-shirt that I thought was fresh was crazy. So when we got the store, it was like, yo, let's get those brands to these people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we just, like I said, this past week we had a big powwow. But the thing about this area, like this Detroit area, you know, we're the celebrities, right? But a lot of these companies, they look at LA, they look at Miami, they look at Chicago, they look at New York, and that's kind of it. And a lot of times, as a consumer here, when you look on Instagram and you see this pop up in LA and this pop up in Miami and these places, and it's like, why don't these brands care about me? Yeah. You know, it's like you kind of become forgotten, and then that's how, that's the thing I'm telling these companies is like, that's how you start to lose people.
Yes.
And because these people have given their hard-earned money, their blood, sweat, and tears for your product and your vision, and it's like you're not even giving it back to them.
Yeah.
So that's what we wanted when we started.
Mine's is a bit different, and it's what constantly keeps me in trouble. I was trying to get out the way, like I was in the mix. So, like when you come from where I come from, it was just about getting out of that. And once you out of it, it's like, oh shit. And to everybody's point, like the things for me is just things. Like life is a different. I negotiate the terms of life differently, and I control to me how I negotiate the terms of living. But when other people don't have the opportunity to live it all,
Right.
it's right. Yeah. So for me, when we start to talk about where we from, that shit hit different. I'm from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm really, really from somewhere. So when you got that responsibility and that burden to always own that, represent that, not just through the place I'm from, but for every other place that looks like it, it just hits different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a black person in America. The rest of the shit is the rest of it. You know what I'm saying? Everything else is in the middle, and we can solve that as we get there. So, and that's why I'm so passionate about doing what we do. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. All right, we got 2 minutes, so I want to make sure we get some more questions.
Y'all can hear me? Yeah, okay, we cool.
You got a mic check that one.
Yeah, you got to sometimes. Peace, good to see y'all, and yeah, we was outside last night. I'm gonna thread a couple themes that I heard because, Matt, you already know I'm a big fan of what you do at corporate and Bigger Than Sneakers, and I know you're really passionate about it. I heard Janae say earlier about,
Just a little bit.
Cup the mic.
Right there. Tell him,
cup it.
Just a little bit lower so we can hear you. Yeah.
Pause.
Okay.
Pause. Yes.
No diddy. I appreciate that.
All right, see you guys later.
It was very good. Next question.
Hey, yo, good looking out. I appreciate that. And so Janae said earlier about, Jazz kind of basically encouraging her to think beyond her dreams. And we all know retail's kind of, is getting hit right now. And so all of y'all mentioned expansion in terms of like, y'all future goals, for short term, long term. And I'm curious, because I'm big on this too. I'm curious if you could connect your brand or your store that sells product to anything outside of, things, related to product or industries and product. What would that be? Like when you talk about expanding your store, connecting it to something that maybe something else that you're passionate about. Like you mentioned CPR, maybe that's medical or something like that. If you could connect your store when you talk about expanding it to another interest or another industry, what would it be?
I mean, I think that kind of goes into, I probably could speak for all of us. It's about your lifestyle, you know. I try to, once again, it's the confidence in me that I know I attract people, and I know, you know, I know I give off certain energies or whatever. So my whole thing is whatever I'm doing is fresh, so people gonna buy it. And so when I was, you know, when we were first starting out, we started skateboarding. Grown men skateboard is the dumbest thing you could do. But that's what we were into at that moment, and it brought the energy to us, right? Right now, I'm into working out, you know, kind of running and boxing. So let's spar. No, no, but you know, so all of those things. So everything is about like my mind, body, and soul, and just becoming better. So that's the things that I'm trying to give off in my business, and even partnering with brands or stores that, you know, like I go to Jab's Gym. So me and my man Fortune, we talk about we do so many things together that a lot of people don't ever see, you know, but even when you get to that point into it's like where it kind of crosses back over to this world, it all makes sense because we're all always evolving.
We got to end with a lady. This is it's going red. Give me a lady.
She got a hand up.
She got her hand up. What'd you say?
Yeah, we really didn't get to the people.
Okay,
Hello.
a lady up top.
Hello?
But
Hi.
she already got the mic. So we'll
Yeah.
take one more. Damn, we're going to get in trouble.
Hi, my name is Sharika and I'm from Toronto. The question I had, which reflects back on your topic of mental health and this panel talking about solutions, how do you continue to propel yourself and what things do you do to take care of your mental health? Because that plays a huge role in how you move forward.
For me, it's first of all, going to therapy. You know, it's been a process because you don't just pick. Sometimes you don't just pick a therapist and I had to get through a couple. So kind of trying that till you get to a comfortable space, and then I'm big on speaking things into existence, right? So. And also know I believe in a higher power. So going, just when you walk in that light and you're doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, things are going to come to you. So I speak about it because, like I said, because it helped me. And I try, sometimes it might come off a little preachy, you know what I mean? I try not to be like the knower of all of this, like act like I am, because I'm not. But I believe if you speak those things, it attracts those things and it repels the things that's not supposed to be around you. And then at that point you kind of decide if you want to let go. And then but it's all your peace and your growth. And some people, I think Matt said it earlier, everybody's not meant to go everywhere with you. And it's just part of it. And it's like because ultimately you came here alone and you're gonna leave here alone.
Shan?
Equally, therapy, quality time with my family, quality time with my girlfriends. Exercise is very important because that affects me daily. And just a genuine connection with people.
Just so I heard this right, it was about how do I take care of myself? Mm-hmm. Definitely. Working out, start my day off early. I'm getting into this habit now of just like saying what I'm thankful for in the morning. Like literally just setting that as my day, right? No matter what's gonna happen, this is what I'm thankful for first off. Starts with my family, starts with my wife, my kids, and it just goes from there. And then after that, I'm ready to go on about my business. Like my workouts help me a lot because that's where I'm able to clear my mind. And then when you go to the office, it's that first problem that hits you, and you're like, that's really not even a problem right now. Like, it's just something that we're gonna have to work through. So again, just like everybody else, therapy is also something that I do weekly. So I highly advise that if you're taking on a lot of things, but also just finding people that you can talk to daily that help you, Like, man, I make calls in the morning to my friends, same couple friends, and we just get the day off laughing, you know, running over whatever, but just like making things a routine to help you in your day, because everything else you can't control. So the things that you can control, just make sure that they're positive, make sure that they're helping you, and that, you know, they get your day off to the right start.
Okay, so we are out of time. I don't want to renege, because Dwayne is giving me that look. I see him. Y'all see him?
We was at 10 minutes, 20
We was
minutes
at
ago.
10 minutes. That up top question, ladies.
Uh-oh.
She got the mic on?
Hey everyone.
Uh-oh.
Hi everyone, my name is Vashti. My question is specifically for Jennifer. Being a woman in a male-dominated industry, what are the things that you do to kind of remind yourself why you're in these spaces? And also kind of, do you have a vision on where you would like to see women in footwear in the future?
Oh, I appreciate that question because I have to remind myself this too. Every room I walk into, I remind myself I deserve to be in that room, and I've worked as hard as everyone else to be in that room. And just keeping that in mind, not making, as Branda said, not making myself small at any point, like understanding who I am and that I'm there for, not only for me, but for other people like me.
See? And ladies and gentlemen, that's free game. Thank you.
Man.